What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. If my voice is a little hoarse, I apologize. We treated this preseason game like it was a regular season game with playoff implications. Me, my boy Cooley, Dom, Josh, Jalen, man, we was in there turned up today as the Washington Commanders had their inaugural preseason game versus the Carolina Panthers. We didn't end up winning the game, which doesn't matter. For those of you who are not casual fans of football, or that are casual fans of football, the result and the outcome of a preseason game does not matter. It's that the players that you need to produce, how did they look? How did the starters look? How did the promising fifth-round quarterback you drafted look? Or the third-round running back you drafted look? And we'll start with that. No, before we start with that, I want to start by saying, if you do not see the effort that this team and the people running the show behind the scenes are putting in into making FedEx Field, that dumpster of a stadium, an actual fun stadium experience, I don't know what to tell you. The signage, the whole aesthetic around the stadium looks so much better. The murals, all the branding that you see everywhere looks sharp. The grass has never looked this well in my entire life. The grass looks phenomenal. The end zones, the midfield logo. I imagine they're going to paint the background of the end zone burgundy with the gold Commanders font when the season starts. But it was a beautiful day for football. Easily the most packed preseason game in that stadium since RG3 versus Luck back in 2012. We were lit. The energy was great. They played the new fight song, which to me, it has a jazzier tune to it. It sounds better than that old dated, unseasoned ass old fight song. Sorry if that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. It is what it is. Yeah, the words sound weird because Commanders is a long ass word and fight for our Commanders don't hit like Braves on the warpath. But as long as we're able to sing it and we score touchdowns, I'm with the shits. They showed some mascot options. It's between hog, dog, superhero, or mythical creature. I wish we would do away with this hog shit and let that die with the past moniker, but that's me. Get us a nice funny dog or superhero guy in a costume that does cool shit like Sir Purr of the Carolina Panthers. But let's talk about the game. First up, Antonio Gibson, your seat is on fire right now. Like, you can't even just call it a hot seat. Y'all got on me. Oh, Rio, you're hyping stuff. You're trying to push an agenda because Antonio Gibson fumbled the ball twice that practice I was at last Friday. And he fumbled again another day in practice. His second carry of the preseason, he puts the ball on the goddamn ground. No, these games do not matter. But if your name is not Tiki Barber, most likely if you are a fumbler, you are always going to be a fumbler, and that's a problem. So watching him take his walk of shame or jog of shame to go play with the twos because his incumbent, his successor, Brian Robinson Jr., the rookie out of Bama, came straight in and balled the fuck out. And the little bit of touches that he had, 41 total yards, and he punched in a touchdown. Immediately, you can see how a true running back looks. Not a wide receiver convert, someone who knows how to hit the holes fast, go north and south, natural hands, and has the vision to find the hole immediately. Antonio Gibson needs to get that shit together. I think there is a strong chance Brian Robinson starts the year as the running back. And I don't just say that because of this game today. I've been to 5 training camp practices. The last 2 I've been to, Robinson has been working with the ones a lot. In the last practice I went to, Brian Robinson got the majority of the 1 snaps while Gibson was on the sideline with Coach King and Coach Jordan with the resistance band doing ball handling drills. Apparently, it's not enough. Apparently, we need the Tim McGraw Friday Night Lights treatment where he duct taped the ball to his damn son and punched at it because I don't know what it is with Gibson, but his ball handling, it's not going to get it done. Let's talk about the starting offense other than him. Starting offense was sharp. Carson was sharp as hell. Decisive, got the ball out quick, comfortable in the pocket, if I may say. He looked totally in command of the starting unit. The 2 passes that he probably wish he would have back, but not really, maybe one, was the one to Terry where he took a shot to Terry with single coverage with a safety coming down. He underthrew him, but he underthrew him because there was a safety coming over the top. If he would have put it any more ahead of him, it either would have got Terry killed, like Heineke does, guys, or it would have been an interception. The pass to Armani Rogers on the first drive of the game, Cole Turner catches that. Logan Turner catches that. Great play by the defense to knock it out. He was sharp. Curtis Samuel was sharp. The pass to Jahan Dotson was not an overthrow. He drew the PI flag and still almost caught the pass. The ball was right on the money. Carson was sharp. The offensive line was sharp. I saw Andrew Norwell get put on the ground a couple times, but for the most part, they stood tall, and Carson stood confidently tall and in command in the pocket. You love to see it. Taylor Heineke, don't want to talk about him much. He looked like Taylor Heineke. He turned the ball over while we were driving and on the red zone. I hate that Antonio Gibson's fumble robbed the offense of another series because we would have got to see 3 full series. We get our first down of the game. He puts the ball in the ground. Stars of the game, Brian Robinson easily. He punches in the first touchdown of the Commanders era from the 1-yard line on a beautiful drive by Carson and the offense. But the story of the game, Sam Howell, the 5th round pick, you know, the one that took 50 picks, who got taken 50 picks after Matt Corral, a guy who showed a little bit but not too much. Sam Howell was an absolute baller. We were down 15 in the 4th quarter. He took the lead. He got the ball out of his hands quick. Every pass was on a rope. One throw he liked to have back, which almost was picked. But he looks the absolute part. The guy is polished. He's not a raw prospect. He doesn't have too much mechanics to clean up. And he clearly speaks the language of the offense fluently already. And that boy can run. No sneaky athleticism here. That boy can run that 17-yard touchdown. Baller shit. The play where he rolled to the left, avoiding the sack, stepped up, rolled to the left, and he hit, I believe, Dax Milne or Alex Erickson. Beautiful play. Dax Milne and Alex Erickson, y'all both caught my attention. You guys look like there's a role carved out for you in this offense. And Steven Parker and Daniel Wise are the only defensive players that I'll say really flashed early and often, and they were all over the field. Percy Butler looked good for the most part, but he had butterfingers, had a clear interception. He had a gift, and as Coach Harris says, he didn't like nice things. He didn't corral the interception, no pun intended, but a couple fluke penalties. They ended up getting a field goal to win the game. I liked how the starting offense looked minus Antonio Gibson. The starting defense, the backers did not look great to me at all. Neither did the secondary. Kendall Fuller never got his head around on that touchdown from bum-ass Sam Darnold to the corner to Hollywood Higgins. He was looking inside, never turned his head one time, which is a problem that Kendall Fuller has. We're not going to panic over preseason game number 1, but it was fucking amazing to be back in that stadium, that atmosphere. I can tell we're going to fill that shit up. Jason told me today, Jason Wright, President Wright, we got to talk to him for a little bit, me and Jalen. He told me they've sold more season tickets this year than in a very long time. I'm excited to see what that atmosphere and that energy is going to be like come week 1. Antonio Gibson, stop fumbling. Carson Wentz, keep doing what you do. I can't wait to see what we look like in the dress rehearsal game at Kansas City next week. That's all I got for you right now. Washington loses preseason game number 1, but there are some things to be positive about, especially that rookie class, which were starred by Brian Robinson Jr. and Sam, I am him, Howell. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Deuces.